You've heard of a boulevard, but what if it was Boulevardier? Hello and welcome to Intoxicated Masculinity. If it's Wednesday, we have a cocktail video coming out. Today, we are finishing off what we did last week, where we drank, I would say, a fair number.
It was a lot.
A fair number of Amari. Tonight we're just going to drink 3. So we are going to try the 3 Amaros that we picked, which I'm going to bring out in just a moment, versus the Amaro that you typically use in a Boulevardier, and we are going to make ourselves a Boulevardier. And we are going to decide, is Campari, in fact, the best Amaro to make a Boulevardier with?
You remember which ones they were?
I don't need to remember, they're right over there.
Oh, good.
Okay, we're back and we have our ingredients. So, we're going to toss our 3 mixing glasses up here. We're going to start off with our base ingredients. I'm going to go ahead and use Knob Creek 9 here. This is a nice affordable bourbon. This comes from Beam Suntory. It is a rye bourbon, although not a high rye bourbon.
Didn't that win one of our tastings?
It did, actually. So we did one where we compared several different Jim Beam products of roughly equal ages, and I believe that did win.
Yeah, I remember that being really good.
Okay, so I'm going to do 1.5 ounces because we're going to be each making, we're going to make 2 drinks, so I'm going to make like 3/4 of a drink for each of us, basically. And so we're going to go 1.5 ounces of Knob Creek in each one of these. And remember, this is an equal parts cocktail, so we're going to use equal parts.
Smart.
Very smart, hypothetically. You can use any sweet vermouth. I'm going to use Carpano Formula Antica because it's very good. It is a little more expensive, but I think it's probably worth it. So, 1.5 ounces. And essentially, as I've probably talked about this before, our 3 types of ingredients here is our spirit, our sweet, and then our bitter. So here we have our spirit, and this is our sweet. And now we're going to move on to our bitter. So we're going to start off on my left. We're just going to go with Campari, which is what is standard in a Boulevardier. So we're going to go ahead and toss in 1.5 ounces. So I'm going to keep doing these in order just like they are up here so we don't forget. Next we're going to use our Ramazzotti. And I'm going to use...
Sounds like the name of a hero in an old story.
Maybe it could be.
And Ramazzotti did thrust out his hand.
I was thinking it sounds like the mummy.
Yeah.
The tomb of Ramazzotti. And finally, much to the pleasure of this gentleman right here, we're going to toss our Cynar 70 over here into our last glass.
Look at the darkness gradient.
Yeah, the Cynar is definitely the darkest. I mean, they're all pretty dark, but... Alright, now all we need to do is get some ice in these mixers and mix these things up. So we're back, we're going to toss some ice in our mixing glasses.
Those are huge.
They're what?
Big cubes.
They need to be, to handle this much bitterness. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and give these all a good mix. And as I always say, just keep your finger at the bottom of the mixer here so you can kind of feel for the desired level of chilling. Okay. We're going to go for our second, our Ramazzotti, whether that be Egyptian or Italian, even though it's pretty obviously Italian. I knew that.
It's after Aurelius and Cleopatra.
A little bit. And our Cynar 70. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and strain these into some rocks glasses over a single rock. So first, we have our very standard Campari based Boulevardier. And then we go for our Ramazzotti based Boulevardier. This is definitely a lot more, this is a very reddish colored, whereas the others are kind of a darker, kind of cola-y kind of color.
Yeah. This is almost like a brewed tea or a cold brew coffee.
And we got our Cynar. And I am spilling everywhere, but that's okay. All right, so we have our 3 Boulevardiers. We will start off with our standard. We're just going to take a little bit of a sip of this one. It's just such a perfect cocktail. Perfectly balanced. The sweet vermouth's bringing a little bit of the sweet. Your bourbon's giving it some punch, and the Campari's coming through with that bitterness.
It's really good.
It's just a... If you stick with this one, you'll be fine. But let's move on and try our Ramazzotti. Kind of curious how this changes up the flavor a little bit. I don't suspect any of these will be bad. Wow, that changes the entire flavor profile of the drink.
Still pretty good.
It's very good. It's different though. If you're ordering a Boulevardier and you have it with the Ramazzotti, it is going to taste different. I mean, I guess that's not really a revelation to anybody.
Yeah, if things are different, they're different.
I think the Campari Boulevardier is a little fruitier.
Yeah, it tastes lighter. And again, maybe that's psychological because this looks so much darker.
I almost think the Ramazzotti is more bitter. I mean, they're not vastly different in bitterness, I don't think. This has a cola-ier flavor, which is a flavor that I get on some Amaros. I don't know if you get that or not. Like, it kind of tastes like what the base of Coca-Cola is.
I can do that.
Anyway, let's go with our Cynar.
It's going to be so hard not to be biased on this one.
Brandon is going to hate me. I feel like this is the least of the 3.
I do too, honestly.
I think the only thing I think is that the Cynar is less bitter than the other 2, I think. And so I think the bourbon is maybe taking over a little bit more.
I think ice diminishes Cynar too. I would never put ice in just a straight shot of Cynar.
Just right out of the bottle.
Yeah, straw.
I want to go back through these once more because I think I know my ranking. I mean, the standard Boulevardier is basically a perfect cocktail. So if I pick that one, which I might, it is not saying that these other 2 versions are not very good. It is just saying that, you know, it's hard to mess with the fact.
This is the one, the standard one is the one that you would choose if you really were like night out on the town, wanted to be a light, easy time, you know.
But most people would not call that a light or easy cocktail.
Well, that's because they haven't tried these 2 in comparison.
Yeah, I think the Ramazzotti comes off with just a little bit more bitterness. It's also just a different flavor profile. And so whether or not you like this better or not, it's just going to be your own taste. And it's a little cola-ier. It's sort of a little bit warmer flavor. Ultimately, I think I would probably have the standard Boulevardier. I think this is very good. I think the one with the Cynar,
I think this actually goes good with the ice too. Watered down a little bit, it doesn't get worse. The Ramazzotti.
Going back, I don't dislike the one with Cynar. I don't think I like it as much as the other 2. Man, you know what? I think what I would say is experiment yourself. The thing with Amaros is they are so very specific in their flavor profile. They're so complex that I can't tell you which one you're going to like better. If you like bitter cocktails, I would try all three of these. But yeah, I think if I'm at a bar, I'm gonna get the just standard Boulevardier. Where do you stand?
I think that's this one is really good. Yeah. I think it's almost the time of year. Summertime, I might pick this. Fall time, winter time, I might pick this one.
And on that bombshell, I want to thank everybody for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Have a good drink, and have a good day. It's my goddamn channel.